On air and online at rockfmcyprus.com. This is Rock FM News.
The Health Ministry is introducing medical vouchers to subsidise patients who are stuck on a waiting list to go private. Ricky Shields reports.
I think probably the most stunning thing about this report is the idea that doctors need incentives to work in the afternoon. Incentives! This begs the question to which I have been as yet unable to find an answer. How many hours do doctors work each day? While not suggesting we move towards the ridiculous UK system where junior doctors are working 12-hour minimum shifts plus on-call time and an amazing 60 to 100-hour working week, there must be some sort of middle ground. For the most part, I personally have been treated well by doctors in the Cyprus health system, but there's no doubt that there are some doctors who are not interested in the patient, seeing them simply as a conveyor belt of meat sacks who need to be treated in order to get a paycheck at the end of the month. However, I refuse to believe that any doctor started out that way. To go through the years of studying and training, there must have been some spark of the Hippocratic Oath, a desire to help people and make them well. So what is it about the system that has made them so lethargic and potentially uncaring? I cannot answer that, but I do know that simply being required to punch in and out when working is not part of the problem and can be part of the solution. This minor issue is simply a blow to the Doctors' Union's collective ego. State Doctors' Union President Sodiris Goumas said his colleagues vehemently oppose having to punch in a card, saying they're willing to consider punching in per incident, but not based on actual time on the job. Well, that's frankly nonsensical. Health Minister Yorgos Pamboridis has said we will pay your hours and even make adjustments if you have certain issues, but don't say you won't punch in, which seems pretty reasonable. As to the voucher scheme itself, I personally believe that if you pay your national insurance, it should not be unreasonable to expect a decent service from the health system. If there are systemic problems within the health service, they should be fixed and appropriate funding given. That being said, if the only way to help people is to give them vouchers that allow paid-for access to the private sector, well, needs must. People should not and must not be expected to wait for surgery or treatment. This is Mr. Shields reporting for Rock FM.
On air and online at rockfmcyprus.com.
Today's best mix.
Rock FM.